Where do the Cowboys and Dak stand with something in the neighborhood of 48 hours to go?
Well, look, Greeny, how long have we been talking about Dak Prescott and his contract? And how long has this not gotten done? This has gone on for well over a year. Now, both sides officially are on the clock because Dak Prescott has until Wednesday, 4 o'clock Eastern, to get a long-term deal done, or he cannot sign a long-term extension this year. But now we are in a situation, I think, where it is going to be challenging for both sides to get this done. And I think the pressure, frankly, is on the Dallas Cowboys to get this done by Wednesday, 4 o'clock, and there continues to be a disagreement over the years in the contract. Dak Prescott is adamant he wants a 4-year contract. The Cowboys are adamant that it's a 5-year deal, and that's where the stalemate has occurred. But again, think about this. If you are Dak Prescott, you're the Dallas Cowboys, you need Dak Prescott to sign an extension to get his salary cap numbers down from the $31.4 million he's scheduled to count this year under the salary cap to, it would be roughly $22 million this year, $27 million next year in what is going to be a flat or down year against the salary cap. If he doesn't sign a long-term extension by Wednesday, his salary cap number next year will be $38 million if he's franchised again. Again, the cap is going to be flat or go down. That is going to be crippling to the Dallas Cowboys salary cap next year, which is why they really have to try to get this done by Wednesday, but it's going to be challenging to get done by then. And if you're Dak Prescott and you want to play it out, you can turn into this year's version of Kirk Cousins, who's been paid more money over the last 4 years than any other NFL player because he played the system the right way. And Dak Prescott, with all due respect, would be a quarterback that would be even more attractive on the open market than Kirk Cousins. Could play this into a huge deal if he doesn't get a long-term deal done. A lot of pressure on both sides here. But again, Dak Prescott's going to make $31.4 million this year when he's made $4 million his entire career. He's in a great spot right now.
No question about it. It's an excellent explanation of why the pressure really is on the Dallas Cowboys here. Let's bring Mike Tannenbaum into the conversation here, our general manager. So, Mike, as Schefter was talking, here's a thought that went through my mind. You're talking about major salary cap ramifications. You're talking about the future of your franchise. He is your quarterback and he is young. Are you really going to let this thing blow up over 1 year? If the difference really is he wants 4 years and you want 5, are you really, Mike Tannenbaum, going to let this whole thing blow up over something that, I'm not suggesting it's meaningless, but it's comparatively insignificant in the big picture? Do you let the whole thing get away from you over something just like that?
Absolutely not. You have to get this deal done if you're the Dallas Cowboys. As Adam just laid out, Greeny, it's just going to get more expensive, and Dak Prescott's going to get more and more leverage. And if you think it's expensive now, imagine what's going to be next year or even the year after. And Greeny, here's the other concern that Dallas Cowboys should have. Every general manager in their office has this mathematical formula. If you have a below-average quarterback, that equals unemployment. So even if you think Dak Prescott's a good quarterback and you have to pay him great money, it sure beats the alternative of that mathematical formula.
So Marcus, what I keep coming back to on this is, if you're really going to let this thing fall apart over something that comparatively insignificant, does it at the end of the day speak to what the Cowboys really think about Dak Prescott and their full-fledged commitment to him going forward as their quarterback for a decade?
Gee, I haven't changed that stance one iota. Yes, is the answer to your question. Listen, there is nothing else we can pull from the fact that they've been at this contract negotiation for so long, and over 1 year, you telling me Dak Prescott won't get a deal from the Cowboys because he wants 4 and they want 5. Listen, I'm going back to my original stance on this. Feels like I was talking about this 4 years ago with you, G. There is no situation that I see in the NFL or that I've seen when teams deem a guy to be their franchise guy where they don't find a way to get a deal done. Now, Mike T can tell me something different. There may be situations of that with quarterbacks or relenting, somebody compromising. In this particular situation, you are going to run the risk. Right? They've already told us that Dak is their franchise quarterback. They've already told us that they think he's a really good player. But you're going to run the risk of Dak Prescott leaving your organization, hitting free agency like Kirk Cousins did, because you won't give him a 4-year deal instead of 5. But I will say this. A guy that covered me when I was in Dallas, covered our team, Calvin Watkins, said they are not close, and he covers the Cowboys pretty tightly.
Schefter, let me come back to what you said a moment ago, because I think we should underline it, okay? Since going back to 2016, the highest paid player in the NFL, the one who has made the most money, is Kirk Cousins. And that is ahead of, I have the list here from Hembo, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, and Drew Brees. I think we'd all agree. Those are all better quarterbacks than Kirk Cousins. But because he played the system right, he wound up making the most money. So it suggests to me, Schefter, that unless the Cowboys are willing to go someplace well beyond what my understanding is they are, the best bet for Dak Prescott is to play it exactly that way. He's better off not signing a contract with Dallas.
And that's one of the reasons this deal has not gotten done. And again, let's just boil it down to the basic facts. If they don't get a deal done by Wednesday, Dak Prescott, you would think, would get franchised again next year. That franchise number would be about $38 million. If they can't get a deal done at that point, and we move it ahead, if he got the transition tag, it would be somewhere around 46, 47, 48 million. The franchise tag could be somewhere around $55 million. Or he becomes an unrestricted free agent on the open market at the age of 27 or 28 years old in the prime of his career, where he would command huge money, where there would be a new media rights deal. Dak Prescott is in a position of power in my mind right now.
And so very, very quickly, Mike Tannenbaum, I just have a moment. You're the GM of the Cowboys, or whoever it is making, well, I guess you're Jerry Jones in this case. You know all of this. I mean, in theory, you know all the things that we've just said. How are you handling the next 48 hours? Real quick.
I get Todd France in a room, his agent. I get the best deal done I can for all the reasons that Marcus and Adam laid out, because the best deal you can get today is going to be a better scenario than what 2021 or 2022 could look at.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.